Welcome back. While community members and friends continue to throw their weight behind the bereaved family of Tazne Van Wyk, the 8-year-old's murder sent shockwaves through the Elsies River community in Cape Town. Scores of locals are expected to flock to Tazne's home. They come bearing gifts to help ease the family's pain. Aisha Ismail joins us now to set the scene for us. Aisha, as community members gather at the family home, what can we expect for this afternoon?
Well, the gathering point is here in Elsies River, just in the parking lot outside the spa. And from here, people will be walking to Tazne's parents' home, to the Van Wyk family's home, where they will go and hand over gifts, and also to go and convey their condolences and to show the family that they have the support not only of the community of Elsies River, but also people from Greater Cape Town. And I'm also now joined by the Executive Mayor of Cape Town, Mr. Dan Plato, who has been talking to me about why exactly he decided to come and join this march today. Mr. Plato, it is a sad day. It was sad when the body of little Tazne was discovered in that drain, in that stormwater pipe in Worcester. What can we expect to happen today?
Well, I'm here, as you can see, with some of the Uniting Reformed Church Brigade members. We expect quite a large crowd to gather within the next half an hour. And we're going to march to Tazne's house, where we're going to lay a wreath. But it's part of the continued support drive for the family. It mustn't be a situation of we found the body, we had one march like we had it on Friday and that sort of thing, and everything is over. No, I think it is continued advocacy by different groupings of people to pay attention to this scourge in our communities, the continued killings of our children and our women. And I think it is it's a case of saying we had enough, and even for my office, me personally, to be here, to show that I feel it with the family, I am together with them, I unite with them, but also to up-command the broader people of Cape Town to say enough is enough, and we gather here this afternoon in support, and I think that is what it is all about. We are fed up with the violence, we had enough of the violence, and we cannot just continue to sit in our offices and to think things in our communities will naturally happen on its own. No, it's a case of being out in the communities and to showcase, and for the public to see us, but also for the public to receive our message. And our message is a clear message that we are not going to tolerate this nonsense in our society any further.
Now, Mr. Mayor, when you say you're not going to tolerate this nonsense, it has been going on for a long time. Here we see a man who has a criminal record longer than my arm. This man is a serial convict. He has been paroled several times, and he has committed, or he is implicated in the murder and the kidnapping of Tazne. How do we prevent this from happening again?
I think correctional services in general is under siege. Correctional services got the message. You see it in the newspapers. Over the weekend, I think Friday, Saturday, yesterday, the lengthy amount of criminalities behind his name. And the question is, how could they dare releasing such a person? Well, what happened to their rehabilitation? How was that done? There's an awful lot of questions to correctional services as well. And he was not out even for a couple of months, and he fall right back into his old habits, raping, killing a young girl that had nothing of her life. And I think with this, what's happening in our streets, with all the marches, all the advocacy, the talkings about this, correctional services got the message. They need to step up to the plate. They need, with criminals with sexual offences behind the name, all the rapists and that sort of thing, even if they sit in jail for 15, 20 years, they need to think twice before they release those people. But they also need to pre-warn communities whom they're going to release. And I think that engagement, that interaction with the communities at large, with the Elsies River community, I'm told that the Elsies River Community Policing Forum was not aware of his release. I'm told that families around him and where he lived for the last couple of days and maybe 3-4 weeks was not aware, informed by correctional services of his release. And that is an awful lot of things correctional services will have to do before they release people like that.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. Now, earlier today, we heard from Tazne's father where he did say that the system has failed him and his family.
Aisha Ismail's out in Elsies River there ahead of that visit by community members to Tazne Van Wyk's family home.